Hi guys and welcome back. A lot of us gamers out there do play on multiple systems, and a lot of you out there will only play on handhelds only. Digital downloads for mobiles and that have totally changed the way we do this, but thought we'd take a look at maybe one of the most best known handhelds out there, and that is the Nintendo Gameboy. I've got a box of games. They were picked up really cheap. So let's take a look at the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. Classic Chase HQ. The arcade version is a million times better, but this isn't the worst port I've ever seen. But tell me, what are these coming up? Are these bushes or what? Yes, classic Arnie, get to the chopper. This is a brilliant detail game. I mean, at the end of the day, it is black and white. The amount of detail that has been compressed and put into this T2, it's absolutely fantastic. And it's still not that bad a game to play. Balderdash is a proper old school classic. This game has been ported to many systems, and as a kid I would lose days playing this. If you've not played it, you need to. Trust me, you'll get hooked. Molk Amber, certainly not one of the better ports, but let's be honest, if you're going to be playing this on the Game Boy, you're not over fussed about it too much. It moves great, it still plays great, a little bit slow at times, but you can't grumble too much. Ah yes, we've now started to enter the realms of colour, and anybody who's anybody must have played this game by now. Tetris is an old-time classic. Yes, it's a puzzle game, highly addictive, and must play. Wave Racer, unfortunately this has got to be the worst ports of the game, but you gotta take the rough with the smooth. As you can see, the colour's starting to come through a little bit more. Don't get this game, it's crap. Surely you cannot look at any form of Nintendo products without there being some sort of Mario game in there. This is a brilliant port, it's still fun to play today. You must have played it surely by now. Well, as you can see, the colours starting to slightly get better. The bananas look fantastic, but they've shrunk the screen. I'm not entirely sure why they did that. I think the detail looks absolutely fantastic, but I would have loved to have had a bit more colour. But you know what? I'll take what I can get. Well, again, we've got plenty of colour around the outside, but the screen again has been shrinked, and I feel like I'm being conned a little bit. It's not quite the colourful game I was expecting, but again, Wario Land, brilliant game, an absolute must. Way up, Geordie boy! It looks like they've cracked it! Game Boy Advance, absolute fantastic colour and brilliant sound. This is a proper old 8-bit classic. It's a brilliant game, Rampart. If you've not played it, play it. It's just a simple classic game.
Rotate for a better fit. Use rotate for a better fit. Valerie Wizard L Warrior. Valerie Welcome, Elf. Faker 100 points.
This is one of the closest ports to the actual arcade machine. Classic Gauntlet, brilliant, everything is the way I remember it. What more do you want? Tons of colour, sounds fantastic, brilliant. R-Type, an absolute shoot 'em up classic, and it even made itself, I can't remember if it did make itself to the original Game Boy, but certainly Game Boy Advanced. It's not that far off the 16 or even 32-bit version, as you can see. Well, Gauntlet, the Dark Legacy. I must admit I prefer the original, but you can see where they were going. There was a lot more detail, and the games start to feel more like 16-bit games, and weren't that far off for 32-bit machines.
Green. The yellow warrior. Valkyrie Archer declared.
well, I think I've saved you the absolute best for last. IK Plus is a classic. It was brilliant when I first played it on the Commodore 64. It was also brilliant on the Amiga, and when it came out on the Game Boy Advance, it was an absolute instant hit. The graphics are brilliant, the sound's even better, the movement, there's hardly any lag. It's just a brilliant game to play, and bear in mind, there's no smartphones around, and you're playing this on a game system that would quite simply fit in the palm of your hand. You wouldn't believe the amount of time I actually lost playing this game. It was brilliant playing it all over again. And I really do hope you've enjoyed this sort of nostalgic look of the Game Boy through the ages, from the beginnings of black and white to the glimpses of colour that we started to get to an absolute full-blown colour version. And it was just the best handheld to have at the time. Others tried to knock it off its perch, but they didn't quite do it. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have enjoyed bringing it to you. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you guys want more, and I'll catch you again. Take care.